And then this building right here, it almost looks like a giant chair. It's got that cutout at the lower kind of left side. There's a whole section missing intentionally. I mean, that's how it's designed, but doesn't it look like a giant chair? It's right at the start of Walking Street. There's the historic Pattaya sign. It's in a great location, and it's been vacant for about 5 years. They stopped the building on it, and it's just been this dormant building that's been like half built. It's still kind of like a skeleton. And I asked my landlord Robert, he's well connected with all the builders and stuff, what the deal with this building was. And he said they made 3 mistakes. And the first mistake was they built it on 1.5 meters on basically royal ground. Like the king owns the ground right behind that, and they accidentally built, which I don't know how a building that size you mess up like that, but they built 1.5 meters on the royal ground. So that was the first mistake. The second mistake was there's a palace, a royal palace up on the hill there, and Big Buddha Shrine is up there too. And basically this building blocks the view from the royal palace and Big Buddha Shrine, and it caused a lot of uproar and people were pissed about it. So that was kind of the second offense. The third offense was a parking issue. It's, I think, about 60 floors tall, which is huge. I think it was like 2,000 rooms. And there's absolutely nowhere to park down here. So it's like, it's so close to the water they can't go down because of the water level. And the area around here, there's just nowhere to house all these parking. So that was the third strike. It's been vacant for about 5 years. And the plan is, there is really no plan at this point. They're not going to tear it down. Robert seemed to think that it was going to turn into a casino. Gambling's illegal here except for the lottery. There's no casinos. But there is works to get a couple casinos, and this might actually turn into a casino. And they would basically, instead of it being a condo, it would turn into a hotel casino. The first like 10 floors would maybe turn into parking, and then everything up would be a casino and hotel rooms. So that's the story on this building. You can see it really well from my condo. I'll get another shot from my condo, and you can just, you'll see it's kind of an eyesore. It's like such a tourist area. I mean, Walking Street is to the left. Walking Street starts to the left of that building about a quarter mile away. Walking Street starts, so it's in a really great location. And it's just a huge eyesore. So yeah, I don't even know the name of the building. The developers were Israeli guys. A big Israeli firm with billions of dollars came in and kind of built this really quickly, really hastily, and just didn't do the research on the current things that they needed to get done. So yeah, it just got kind of built too quick, and they made a bunch of mistakes, and then they lost all their money basically, and now the state owns it. You know, the royal family, I think, took possession of it, and that's what happened with it. But yeah, it's a really unique building. Look, it's just a giant chair, and hopefully they can do something with it. So that's the story of the chair building. Okay, here's another shot of that chair building. It looks like a giant chair. I kind of already touched on it, but it's kind of sad because it has such a great location there. The Pattaya sign is right down on that side. Then you have Walking Street and Beach Road. It's in an amazing location, but they made a bunch of errors, and it's been vacant and kind of condemned for about 5 years. I'll just kind of zoom in, and you can see, I mean, it's basically the skeleton of a building. And it is really sad because it's kind of an eyesore. It's such a cool looking building, and if they would have just finished it, it would have been awesome. But it really is kind of an eyesore, and there's a lot of movement to do something with it. But once you build a building that size, it's kind of hard for demolition to come in there because it's so close to the ocean and it's in a really touristy area. It would kind of shut the whole place down for a while. So my landlord, Robert, he thinks they might make it a casino, or they're gonna do something with it here. But yeah, and I forget the name of it. I just call it, everybody kind of calls it the chair building, because you see at the bottom right it has that little kind of chair looking hollow where it looks like it's got legs of a chair and a seat there. So yeah, chair building in Pattaya. I have a great view of it from my balcony.